What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and today we're going to do something pretty different. Something that I hope that you guys will find kind of entertaining, and something that I'm quite sure a lot of people are going to have something to say about. Folks, we're getting ready to do us a little bit of house hunting here on After Prison Show. What some might consider counting your chickens before they hatch, I totally get that, especially considering the fact that we haven't even finished with our first flip house just yet. And we're already looking for another one. Now, just to bring you guys up to speed, usually about this time of the day, it's pretty early in the day, I'd be over at the house trying to get my hands dirty, doing some labor work over there. And I have actually been over at the house already. There's a lot of work that's taking place over there. Things are moving forward, but they are moving forward kind of slow. There's a lot of work that needs to get tended to, a lot of things that need to get corrected. But regardless, sooner than later, well, maybe more so later, we're going to be back on track, and we are going to get this house wrapped up. And then what? We're going to put this house up on the market for somewhere around $105,000 to $110,000, and we're going to roll the dice and hope for the best. There's no telling how long it's going to take to sell this house that we have. Hopefully, it's going to sell within at least the first couple of months that we've got it listed for, and hopefully, we're still going to see some sort of a profit. I will tell you, if we do see a profit, it's not going to be very much at all. I've learned quite a few lessons. You guys have helped me to learn those lessons as well, and I don't think there's any better lessons than trial and error, and sometimes error times a bunch. But mentioning all of that, I want to go ahead and go on with what I've got planned for you guys today. I want to share with you a couple of houses that I've ran across lately. And when I tell you that there are a boatload of cheap old houses for sale, folks, there most certainly are. I only want to share with you guys probably like 3. And one of these I am very, very serious about. Bear with me. It needs a lot of work. I'll be looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this one particular house. But without further ado, folks, what do you say we go ahead and we do? Head first into this pretty crazy idea for a video. And I hope you guys enjoyed that little dive scene right there. I was basically trying to reenact what I've done currently with this first flip house that we have. But nevertheless, brace yourselves for what we've got in store for you guys today. Some damn good, potentially good, investment opportunities for some upcoming felon flippers. All right, we're going to use the trusty old Zillow. And when I say the trusty old, you can't trust Zillow. I'm seeing a lot of houses listed crazily. I'm seeing my house, our current felon flipper's house, listed crazily. That thing has dropped like $40,000 in the last 3 months. And I don't know if that's got much to do with the coronavirus, but I'm pretty sure that it probably has nothing to do with that. But, mentioning this crazy pandemic that's plaguing the earth right now, I am absolutely fearful. With something like this taking place in the world, this is not a good time to be dealing with any type of investment. Y'all seen what the stock market's doing? People who got 401ks are losing big time. Probably other sorts of investors will as well. I surely hope not. I surely hope we get a cure for this thing pretty quick. Let's go ahead and move on to some houses, folks. I've got a whole bunch of houses saved. We're only going to go with 3. And I'm going to start with this very first house right here. Folks, take a look at this house. We're looking at the picture first and foremost. And is that a damn Instagram filter that they put over top of this picture? How dare you? Folks, red flag number 1 when you're flipping houses taken from old Joe Lopez, Ty Lopez. If somebody's going to use an Instagram filter for a picture of a house, flag on the play. What's going on here? Now, there is only this one picture of this house. And the first thing that I notice about this, it's a corner lot with a ginormous tree in the front yard. What I learned from buying my house that I'm currently living in is if you've got trees anywhere in the proximity of the home in terms of trying to get homeowners insurance, your homeowners insurance is going to go up, because if that tree falls, that's a higher risk for your insurance company. So if we cop this house right here, not only does the stop sign got to go, I'm kidding, the tree definitely has to go. We've got a corner lot right here. I think it's got a garage, what I'm looking at. I don't know if this house actually looks this good or if it's this Instagram filter that they're using for this house, but this ain't a bad looking little house right here. Again, it's on a corner lot. I don't see any type of a driveway, but that's not a deal breaker. And they only want $29,900 for this house here. That's even cheaper than the house that we are currently flipping or in the process of trying to do so. Now, I will tell you guys, this house is located in a neighborhood in my local area that's called Craddock. And if you mix the words around with Craddock, it comes out to Crack Rock. And that really says a lot about this neighborhood. This is not the greatest neighborhood. Way back in the day, back in old Joe's younger days, this was a really bad neighborhood to be in. I used to frequent this neighborhood. I used to hang out in this neighborhood. I was up to no good. When I was hanging out here, there was a lot of gangs, a lot of drug activity. And I'll share with you a real brief story just to give you an idea of what this neighborhood was like. I was standing outside on somebody's front porch banging on their window when all of a sudden, middle of the day too, when all of a sudden I seen this couple walking by. I don't know why they weren't at work, but it was a man and a woman pushing a stroller. They had a baby with them. And the man was swinging a bat that had a rope on it that was, attached around his wrist so he couldn't lose that bat. Folks, if you need a weapon to walk your kids around a neighborhood, let that be something that speaks to the type of neighborhood that is. Not very safe. At least it wasn't back in the day. I know a lot of people are flipping homes in this neighborhood. I mean, just looking at the house right next door, that doesn't look too bad. So I'm quite sure they've done a lot to fix up this neighborhood. People are trying to make money anywhere that they can. And even in a neighborhood like this, it certainly seems they're doing quite a bit of flipping there. I can't believe this house is still on the market. There's only one picture of this house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,060 square foot home for $29,900. We've got no idea what's going on underneath that Instagram filter, nor inside that house. But let's go ahead and read the description. See if that offers any more information. And it most certainly doesn't. Home on corner lot, cash/rehab loan, buyer to perform due diligence. Meaning you better get your Tyvek suit on and dig around underneath that house and check out that foundation, them joists, what kind of mold they got going on up under there, what kind of rotted wood, and God only knows what's going on above that subfloor inside that house. Buyer to perform due diligence. You better know what you're getting into when you buy this house. It was built in 1952. That's a little bit newer than the house that we currently have, which was built in 1945. It sits on a 4,700 square foot lot. The Zestimate says that that house is worth $126,000. But when I bought the first flip house for $32,500, the Zestimate told me that was worth $90,000. That's dropped down to like 61 right now. Another thing that I like to look at in terms of these houses is the pricing history. And this is really interesting. Back in 2019, the 8th month, what is that, August? This house was listed for $89,900. That listing was removed. And in January of 2020, this thing was listed for $29,900. Folks, something has definitely taken place in that house. Whether it was a horrific crime, a fire, maybe some flippers like me walked up in there and jacked up the whole damn house, proverbially, like meaning messed it all up. I don't know why this house has gone from $89,900 to $29,900, but I sure would like to contact this realtor and see if we could get us a tour. We'd film it too and make a video. And real quick, you guys leave a like on this video if you'd like me to hit these realtors up and go do a walkthrough. We'll film the whole damn thing. We'll make a video about it and see what's really going on inside these places. So that's about all we have for this first house. And you guys let me know if you think that's a house we should potentially attempt to invest in. Let's go ahead and move on to the second house. There's only 3 that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video. This second house is the real doozy. And then the third house might be the one that we need to invest in. But saying all of that, I've said too much already. Folks, this second house, bear with me. You'll believe it because you know I'm crazy. This is the house that I'm really interested in. And I'm going to need you guys to think outside the box for a moment. It needs a lot of work. So check out this 2-story gem right here. Folks, this house is listed for $39,900 and we're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,198 square foot home. Now, before I go showing y'all up on the inside of this thing, I need to let you guys know that the Zestimate of this home is only $39,152, up to $41,000. When you see the inside, you're going to be like, damn, Joe, that joint ain't even worth that much. First crazy thing to mention about this house is the year that it was built. This house was built in 1910. Folks, you ain't even got to worry about asbestos siding or shingles or lead paint inside of it. This joint was built with the coronavirus. Built in 1910, the lot is only 0.08 of an acre. That's an eighth. Let's take it back to the drug days. But it's a 3,400 square foot lot, if that adds anything to this. But this isn't what you're waiting for. You're waiting for the inside, folks. As we look at this first picture right here, we can see the front porch. Definitely got to put a fresh coat of paint on that. We're going to have to get some new siding, some new windows in there, rebuild that roof, or do some work to that roof right there on that front porch. We got a chimney on this sucker, no yard whatsoever, and also no driveway. No garage, no driveway, none of that. This next picture right here shows the backyard. It's only sitting on 1/8 of an acre, but it still looks like you got a decent little yard with it. That looks like a tetherball post right there. Looks like a lot of trash in the backyard. Moving on. Folks, welcome to the inside. So what we're looking at right here, this first room, I've got no idea what this is. Maybe this is the entryway leading into the house. They've got one of them dangling doohickey type of lights like we've got in our house right now. House looks like it's stripped down to the subfloor. No telling what's going on with the foundation of this home. I can imagine this place needs a lot of work, but them walls look okay right here. And we got a refrigerator up in here and a bar stool. Moving on. I'm guessing this is the living room, aka the crack den. Folks, this takes me back to the days when old Joe was getting high. We got a broken TV and another TV that looks like it's on. How the hell they got the TV on? They're sitting on some sort of a shelf that doesn't seem very sturdy at all. Another one of those doohickey lights, or maybe it's the same one. But folks, take notice of the box spring stood up like you're trying to protect yourself from somebody shooting at you. They got a hurdle built in the living room right in front of that big bay window right there. That's a nice amount of natural light coming into this house. But what that looks like is a crack smoking hangout. Coming through the front door, you jump that hurdle right there, lay down on the ground, and you blowing that smoke all up through that natural light. If that doesn't make you laugh or cringe, folks, take notice of the minimalistic / industrial look they were going for with this armoire sort of thing that they've built out of an air handler sitting on top of 2 5-gallon paint or plaster buckets. That right there, folks, is creative. We've also got a stove right there, and again, I'm not sure if we're in the living room or not. Moving on to the next picture, we've got everything in this house already included. There's the sink, another drop-down light, even a table saw and a bag of Quikrete, and I don't know if those are cleaning supplies or ingredients needed to make crystal meth. Boy, this house is like a storage unit. And again, keep in mind the entire time, folks, this is the house that I'm really interested in. And wait till we read the descriptions and also see the rest of these crazy pictures. Moving on. More debris and clutter all over the place. Let's keep going. Bang! Folks, look at this. This is definitely the kitchen. We got a hand truck, 2 microwaves. We've got the 2-tone non-matching upper and bottom cabinets. But one thing that I do notice about this house, those bottom cabinets are brand new. They've still got the stickers on them. More supplies and materials in the house. I can see a roll of what looks like insulation in the background as well. If we got this house, man, it would be at least probably 2 box truck. It's going to be more than that. And we don't even have a box truck anymore, so we're going to have to figure that out. We're going to need a couple of dumpsters because there's going to be a lot of things that we got to clean out of this house. Folks, we could tour this place. Can you imagine if we copped this house, what kind of crazy things we would find in here? We'd probably find more crazy stuff than up inside of a storage unit. But with the fact that those bottom cabinets look brand new, you know, you can tell somebody was in here trying to rehab this house. What went wrong, though? Probably everything, as you're going to see. We've got a washer and dryer area. That's a big selling point inside of a house. Looks like the water lines are connected for your washer. You got a hot water heater in here that looks like it's seen better days. Moving on. Bung! Another stove. Is that a stove or is that a dryer? That looks like a dryer because I can see the vent on the back of it. Man, we got a lot of things that come with this house. A dryer up inside of the kitchen. And in this picture, folks, just take notice, there's a kitchen. So it would be a lot easier to put this kitchen back together than the one that we're currently doing, where we've had to figure this thing out, like where do you even put a kitchen? Moving on, a bathroom downstairs. You can't really see it because it's dark. Moving on, we've got the narrowest staircase in the world. That thing looks like it's leaning sideways like Paul Wall. Look at the paint chips up on the ceiling right there, folks. There's every guarantee in the world that's probably lead-based paint on them walls. But we also notice that there's some wood in the house. So again, you can tell they were trying to do some rehabs in here. There's a ladder, we could use that. And in the background, way in the back, if you guys can see that, behind that broke down vacuum cleaner, Folks, there's a brand new toilet in the box. So we're walking into this thing already half cocked with a bunch of stuff that don't even need to be in the house just yet. Folks, you can tell, you're going to tell even more as we continue looking at this. These people had absolutely no idea what they were doing, just like I had no idea what I was doing, bringing in things way too early in the house. Things that you don't need yet because you've got a long way to go before you're worried about putting a brand new toilet up in the house. I've actually got one over at our house right now too, along with the vanity and the kitchen and the refrigerator. Moving on, oh my goodness, folks, go ahead and take a look at this ADT security crackhead system they got going on right here. Back door, front door, that thing is boarded up. Over to the side of the picture, take notice of the panel box right there, and even better, look at that master electrician work with that 6'3" or 8'2" wire ran across the top of the door. What the hell were they doing up in here, folks? Looks like they used old Brian Ruff to do their electrical as well. Check out the weather stripping underneath the door. They got a sheet stuffed under that. And then look at the way that the door sits in that frame right there. Everything in this house, I can all but guarantee you, is completely out of whack, out of square, not level at all. And probably, definitely, needing to be addressed. This might be one of those type of houses where you just demolish this thing and start over. But one other thing you guys got to take notice of, and I guarantee you probably didn't even see it. Folks, look in the corner of this picture right here. Is that my DeWalt drill? I've been looking for that thing. All right, now we're getting into the real damage of this house, folks. We've got the entire ceilings caving in. I don't even know why this house isn't condemned. It looks like we've got a 1x4 or 2x4 holding up the sheetrock. It needs a lot of work, but I need you guys to look past the collapsing and condemnable ceilings and structure of this place and think of what it could look if we get this. I am very interested in this particular house as our next Felon Flippers project. Looking down that treacherous staircase right there, the top hallway floor doesn't look very structurally sound nor safe, but we got some plywood down there. And that is definitely not floor plywood. That is just, well, I don't know what it is. It's the type of stuff that you use to put up the exterior walls is what it kind of looks like. I could be wrong. Now we're in the upstairs hallway. This is definitely where the ceiling is collapsing. Wonder what kind of condition that roof's in. They probably got so much water damage from that roof. Who knows? The hallway floor looks like it's about to cave in. Folks, we got a window unit in the hallway at the top of the stairs. What's that doing? Also, I can see a bathroom in the background. Let's see what that's looking like. Oh my God. Is that a jacuzzi tub right there? They got a wash basin right where your vanity should be at. Maybe they were getting the water for their baths out of the toilet. That's pretty damn crazy. You got to imagine what that bucket is doing right there, and you'd be, crazy to think that somebody wasn't using that as a sink, as a bathtub. I'm just really curious, or maybe there was a monster leak, and that's what that's for. Moving on, there's a tub right there, so I'm guessing maybe they weren't using that as a tub unless the water was cut off in that house. Then they definitely was using that as a bathtub. Another room, this is upstairs. I can see this from the other picture. I'm guessing these are the bedrooms right here. There's got to be power on in this house because I'm seeing light coming in from that hallway. Yeah, they definitely got some light on. And we're seeing a lot of supplies inside of this house too, so again, you can tell somebody was up in here trying to do some rehabs. They probably just got way in over their head. Folks, looking at this picture right here, this looks like it was maybe still up in that upstairs area. I don't know, but look, they got a drywall panel hoist. It looks like it's brand new, still in the box right there. Shoot, I guarantee you we could put that on Craigslist and get some money for that. I don't know how much them things cost, but I guarantee they're not cheap. All right, moving on to this room right here. I've got no idea what's going on in this room. Don't know what part of the house this is. Is this another bedroom? They got a ceiling fan. Them ceilings are collapsing. All of that needs to be replaced. Almost everything in this house needs to be replaced, if not the entire dwelling. But folks, look at this. They've got sheetrock in the house. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, think about this. Like, what were they doing with the sheetrock and the brand new toilet and the brand new cabinets in this house? Folks, they was getting ready to throw this sheetrock up on these walls and just call it a damn day. put the toilet in. They wasn't looking like they was doing too many structural repairs to this place. Maybe they had the game plan to do that, and I don't know what happened. So what a fun little tour that was through this property that I'm really interested in. I want to know what you guys think of this house. Again, this thing is listed for $39,900. Zillow says this thing is not worth $1 over $39,152. They got the damn house listed for more than what Zillow says, but you know, that's okay. But here's the real crazy thing about this. Folks, we could probably get this house for way lower than that $39,900. Because back in 2014, this damn house sold for $18,000. And now in 2020, you got this thing listed for 121% more, $39,900. How are you going to prove to me that you've done anywhere near the type of work to make this property worth anything more than the $18,000 it was originally bought for? If we wanted to get this house, I'm offering them $20,000. Hey, take it or leave it. They probably would leave it. Because if it ain't me, it's going to be some other person with probably way deeper pockets who goes up in here and buys this damn thing and levels this joint. And if you're thinking that this house is crazy, I want to show you one other thing real quick, folks. On the map, you can see the lot lines, and you can tell a lot from the lot lines. And where this house sits is in between a house that is worth $184,000 and another house that's worth $182,000. And folks, if we look at the street view, here's the front of the house right here. And if we go look at one of those houses, bum, that's a brand new house right there. Go look at the other house, bum, that's a brand new house right there. With this dilapidated piece of junk sitting right between the two. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a gem in the making right here. This is probably one of them houses you try to get this for the absolute low, demolish this thing, and put you a brand new home right there. If you got the pockets to be able to do something like that, you are talking about the potential for hella profit. I ain't got it like that. Maybe someday I will, but not right now. The final thing that I want to share with you guys about this particular house is the description of this. And you guys let me know what you think about this. Great opportunity for a flip project or a buy and hold. This home has been estimated to need about $60,000 in repairs. And I'm quite sure that's pretty accurate. It'd probably be about $30,000 in labor and at least $30,000 in materials. There's probably no HVAC on this thing. This thing needs a ton of work. If you guys are interested in this, you let me know, and I'll hit this listing agent up and see if we can get us a private tour to go check this thing out. We might need some hazmat suits going up inside of here, though. Let's go ahead and move on to the final house that I want to share with you guys. And folks, this house is eerily similar to the house that we are currently working on right now. If not, maybe even a lot better. Folks, take a look at this picture right here. And this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, 755 square feet. And this house looks a lot better than the house that we currently have. Look at the roof on this thing. The roof looks pretty new. The siding looks like it's in good shape. Those windows don't look bad at all. If we go to the street view, we can see this thing's got a detached garage, matching detached garage as well in the back. It's got a driveway. The side of the house looks pretty good. If we go over to the other side of the house, we can see that it's got a decent little yard. Maybe that could be fenced in. It's got HVAC. Maybe some brush in the back that needs to be removed to clean up that yard a little bit. And looking around the neighborhood, folks, this looks like a pretty nice little area. This house is 10 square feet smaller than the house that we currently have, but this one looks like it probably don't need that much work. Now, we haven't seen anything going on inside of this house, but let's move on to what Zillow says about this house. Folks, this house is listed for $29,900, and the Zestimate on this house is $29,879. That's not very good at all. In 2001, this house sold for $43,450. And now, 19 years later, this thing is listed for $29,900. I wonder if we could get this house for anything cheaper than that. Maybe $25,000. Think if we could get this house right here for $25,000, put $25,000 in repairs into it, that's 50 grand, and we could sell this thing for $80,000 or $85,000. Folks, I'm going to give you a little bit of what I consider to be my game in terms of this whole flipping thing, especially with Felon flippers. Folks, if you can get these super dirt cheap houses and you ain't got to put but maybe $50,000 totally invested into the house and you can sell that house for well under $100,000, I feel like them things are going to fly like hotcakes. I don't think you really got to be out there getting those $150,000+ price tags on your houses. If you can get it with the cheap houses and make sure that after repairs that price stays cheap and you still seeing a $30,000 profit, I feel like that's the real gem right there. Could be completely wrong, but that's my idea. Now, we read the description of this house, and this is the concerning part to me. This house has been on Zillow for 53 days. It says, this home is an investor's dream, adorable 2-bedroom, 1-bath home with a detached garage. Make this home something special. All offers to be submitted by COB. Call on something. Today, January 20th, 2020. I don't even know if this house is still available, but it's still up here. I'd like to contact this agent and find out what's going on with this house. Maybe they're trying to auction this thing off for the highest possible price. But just looking at this, I can't believe this is still on the market. Out of the 3 houses that I've shared with you guys, I truly feel like this particular house, I mean, from the outside, it looks fantastic. But this particular house right here, this is the one. When it's time for us to be able to get our next house, will this house be available? There's no telling. But if it's not, trust me, I'm going to do my due diligence as a buyer to make sure that I try to get us into a much better position than I did with this first Felon flipper fiasco. Folks, I wanted to share these 3 houses with you guys. I really want to know what you guys think about these. Tell me which one you like, and I will pull the trigger on it today. I'll refinance my house right here, and I'm kidding. Can't afford to do it yet, but I just wanted to get the ball rolling and get the juices flowing because I feel like we're on to something. I feel like you cannot go wrong with real estate unless you do it the way that I've done this first house initially, or unless there's a pandemic like the coronavirus taking over the world. But hopefully, everything gets ironed out with that. The world gets back on track, and we can continue on with what we're doing here. I wanted to share this video with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!